What are you doing, Sadie? I'm gonna get you. Here I come. No, no, don't do that. That's a pop cap. That's a lid. What are you doing, Sadie? I'm gonna get you. Here I come. I'm gonna get you. Get you. Why are you biting the bed? What's the bed done to you? What? Why are you biting the bed? What are you doing? Oh, here I come. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get her. Never seen a dog sneeze like you do. All the time. Here it goes. You're crazy. You are crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Here I go. We'll get her. We'll get her. Don't eat those. Give me that. Goodness. Here. Oh, okay. You're walking all over my little baggies now. Sadie Sue. Hey. Shoo-shoo. Tell YouTube bye. Tell them bye. All right. Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a Lariat style necklace using products from the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club this month. So Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club is a subscription service. They send beads and findings and different things monthly. You can sign up for different styles of boxes. This one that we're working out of today was the Swarovski box. I do have a coupon code here. It's my name and 10, and it will give you 10% off if you want to sign up and order one of their boxes. Actually, it'll give you 10% off of as many boxes as you want to order. So say you want to sign up for the Swarovski one and you want to sign up for the fire polish one. You can get 10% off of both of those. So if you're interested in doing that, the information will be in the description box below. But we're just going to go ahead and make this necklace. So what I've done is I've used, okay, so the beads that I've used from the box were these pearls right here, which I think are really beautiful. They're like a really light green color. I can't remember the name that they called them in the box. I'll have to look it up, but they're beautiful. And don't mind my finger there. That's where, if you watched my video the other day, I pinched this in some pliers, and it's healing up, but wow, that was probably like the worst little injury I've had in a while. These are some Swarovski cubes. These are all Swarovski elements. I was going to pull out, let me see if I can find the little paper here that tells what types of pearls those are, or what color they are. I know I just stuck it right over here beside me, but of course, I can't find it. Yeah, I will have to put it in the description box below. Well, that's annoying. Okay. But anyway, they're Swarovski pearls. I think they were called like powder green or something like that. And then these are Swarovski cubes. These were in gray opal. And then these were some Swarovski triangles. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? They're very sparkly and pretty. Just gorgeous. So the only thing I added is I added these fire polish beads from my own stash because they matched really well. This green plating right here matches really well, and I just felt like it needed some more beads because the chain that I'm using, we're going to dangle them from it. So it just needed a little bit of filler, so I'll put those in. So you're going to need some beads, and you can use any bead you want. I mean, you can use any type of pearl, any type of fire polish, any type of cube. And if you don't have these little triangles, I mean, just bicones would be really cute, or pretty much anything. So just gather up whatever beads you want to use. I'm going to show you how I make my dangles. So I left two that I haven't done, but I did the rest for time's sake. And you'll need head pins to make your dangles. You're going to need some jump rings. Now I'm using a bunch of small jump rings. I like them to be small. I don't like to use big jump rings on something like this because this is going to be kind of dainty. And so I go with the smallest size that I possibly can with jump rings. Let me not put those two beads in there. Okay. You're going to need 2 crimp beads, 2 clamshell covers, and then I have 2 larger jump rings, and these are oval jump rings that I'm going to connect my chain with. And I have 2 little lengths of chain. So this is going to be the tassel part that hangs out under the ring for the lariat. And it is, let me measure this so I can tell you how long it is if you want to make yours the same, 4 inches. Then I have a smaller piece of chain that is 2.5 inches. And then I have a length of the Coriana chain here. Now, before everybody asks me where you can find it, it's on my website, and I will provide a link in the description box below. And it is 12, let's see, that didn't work out. I measured this beforehand, but then I cut it again, so I needed to update you here. So it's 24, it's about 30 inches. Okay, the Coriana chain is about 30 inches. And you don't have to have the Coriana chain either. You can do this just with regular chain. But I like the sleek look of it. And I wanted to put these beads all on the Coriana chain, but the little triangles are top drilled. And so, you know, they're kind of like a briolette style. And I just hung them on a jump ring, but there was no way really to attach them to that chain. So I had to use some regular chain. Okay. And then you're going to need a ring. So these rings are available on my website too. They're faceted on one side and they are not faceted on the other, and they are soldered closed. But this is what our little tassel is going to go through. All right. So, and then of course you'll need your jewelry tools. So get everything together that you want to use if you want to make this necklace, and come on back and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is, I know a lot of people know this already, but for any beginners out there, I'm going to show you how I make my dangles. Okay, let me grab these tools. These tools, these are bead-along tools. Casey sent these to me in the last swap that we did, and I love these. These are like micro, they just have tiny tips on them, and they're really easy to use. So I think she said she got them at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use this other head pin on here. I made sure these fit before I... No? Well, I thought I did. Sometimes they don't go all the way down. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. Alright, so I take my bead, put it on the head pin, and then I come up just enough to where I can bend this at a 90-degree angle without cracking the bead. Okay? So it'll be different with different beads, but I try to get it as close to the bead as I can. I bend it at a complete 90-degree angle and make sure that it's straight and out there. Okay? Then I take my cutters, and I don't have an exact amount, but I do. I cut about this much. Let's see how much this is in centimeters. It's about 1/2 centimeter. Okay, so I don't cut, you know, I try to keep it kind of small, because one thing I found is when you're doing a loop and you have a big, huge amount of wire out here, you can't get a pretty loop. Then I cut that off. Then I take my round nose pliers and I find a good spot on them, and that's another thing I like about these. Look how tiny they get. They make teeny tiny little loops if you want them to. And I just roll this back. Okay. Roll it back up on itself, and there's our little loop. Okay. So that's how I do my loops. So we'll do one more here. Take our little head pin, put our little pearl on here. I love these bent nose as well. They make it really easy to make loops and stuff. Okay. And I'm going to roll this back. Alright, so there we have it. So we have all these little dangles here, because I went ahead and made a bunch of them. Now if you have the triangle bead like I do, I just put a jump ring through it. This is like an 8mm or 6mm, probably 6mm jump ring. And I just found that's easier. I didn't really want to do like a lot of wire wrapping and stuff, so I'm just going to hang them from jump rings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 lengths of chain here, and I'm going to go ahead and hook them to the Coriana chain so I can see you know, how it's going to lay and how it's going to hang. So I'm going to take my lobster, or always call these lobster, my clam shell, and I'm going to insert the chain in here, just like this. And then I'm going to take my crimp bead and put it right on. Now, if you have this chain that you want to use for other necklaces, this is how you finish your necklace also. Like, if you did the same thing, you could hook a lobster clasp onto it or whatever you wanted. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to squash that crimp bead down really good. Okay? Take my clamshell up, pull on it, make sure that it's very secure. Sometimes I put glue in it, but I don't have my glue out right now. And then you just take your pliers and close it right up. It makes a very professional looking finish on your chain, okay? And then I'm going to take one of my tiny little jump rings here. Sorry, I've misplaced my glasses. Where are they? Okay, and I've really misplaced my glasses. Grab another pair. There's always a backup pair. I can't see to open small jump rings anymore without my glasses. It's terrible. Alright, so we're just going to take our little jump ring and we're going to open it. And we're just going to hook this lobster, or clamshell, I say that every time, lobster, right to this jump ring. Okay, and close it up. Make sure it's closed really good. And that's what we've got on one end. Now you want to make your chain, well, you don't have to. I mean, you could cut this and put a closure on it, but I like to make it long enough to where it'll just slip over my head and I don't have to fool with, you know, a clasp or a closure. Now this one, our ring is going to go through. It's going to go right here. So I'm just going to attach this. No. What am I doing? Sorry. The ring goes over here. Yeah, I'm losing it, guys. Okay. I'm going to attach the ring to it. So I've got to put the other lobster or clamshell and... Oh my goodness. No, I don't. I've just got to attach this with the jump ring. My word. I'm losing it. Okay, so this is what I have the oval jump ring for. I really like these oval ones. I feel like they're very secure. They don't come undone as easily. And I'm just going to attach this ring straight onto the oval jump ring and make sure that the faceted side is showing. Just like that. I don't know what I'm thinking. I didn't get enough sleep last night, apparently. Okay. And there we have one side. Okay, now the other side I'm just going to attach just like we did right here. Let me close that up. It's bugging me. Okay, just like we did right here. Same thing. So I'm going to put my clamshell on. I keep getting fuzz from my bead mat on here. Put my clamshell on. Then put my little crimp. Okay. Crimp it down. Make sure it's secure. And close it. Okay, just like that. I'm going to add this jump ring and attach the chain. So same thing. Okay, just like that. So here's what we've got. This is going to go right through here, and that's how it will hang when you have it on. So we'll have a little chain here, and we'll have this chain tassel down at the bottom. And that's how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to look kind of like this was going down here and then just continuing out like this. Okay, so that's why I did it that way. All right, so we'll take it out. So now we're going to attach all of our little links. So this is a very simple style necklace. So this clamshell keeps looking like it's opening. It's bugging me. All right, so take all your little links here. And this is totally up to your own creative design, how you want to do this. But I'm just going to kind of make sure that there's an even amount of them. So, you know, if I've got one cube here, I'm going to try to put a cube here. They don't have to be in the same places on the chain. Like, I'm not going to match it up that way. I just want to make sure that I have kind of an even amount of things, even though this piece is longer and we'll end up putting more beads on there. I'm just trying to kind of space them out and make sure that they look uniform and kind of pretty. I made this style necklace before, and I actually used these Swarovski triangles on it. They were AB, I think. They were not the gray opal. And I need to take it apart and redo it because it tarnished really bad. So I was going to tell you guys, because I've had several people ask me about metals tarnishing, and all metals tarnish except for stainless steel. It's just the sad fact of the matter. There's really nothing you can do to keep metals from tarnishing completely. To slow down the process of tarnishing, though, you can buy these. So these are anti-tarnish strips. They're made by 3M. I ordered them on Amazon. They're just these little black squares. And what I do is I put them in with my jewelry now. Like if I keep this necklace, I'll take it downstairs and I will put it with my other jewelry, and I'll put it with a Ziploc bag with one of those little anti-tarnish strips. And it drastically slows down the tarnishing process. Now, I don't think that you can completely stop the tarnishing process. I mean, I think it just is going to happen inevitably, but you can slow it way down. So that's just a little tip that if you want to try to keep your jewelry from tarnishing, just put one of those little anti-tarnish strips in there and put it in a Ziploc baggie, put it in your drawer, your jewelry box, whatever you have, and it will help. It will help them not to tarnish quite as quickly. I mean, you know, like I said, unless it's stainless steel, it's going to tarnish, so you know, you're just going to have to deal with that eventually. But then you can just take a jewelry cleaning cloth. It just takes, you know, take a little jewelry cleaning cloth. I've got one right here. Mine looks horrible right now. Look at it. Ooh, it's terrible. But this is my jewelry cleaning cloth. And just wipe it up and it will come right clean again. So that's how I've had a lot of people ask me that. How do you keep your jewelry from tarnishing? Well, you can't really totally keep it from it, but you can slow down the process just a little bit. And that's how I do it. Alright, so I'm just kind of laying these the way that I think that they look pretty. And I may need to make sure I get them on the bottom down there too. Okay, so we've got one triangle left. Could go right there maybe. We'll have to see when we get them on kind of how they look. But I just want to lay them out like that. And then I'm going to take my little jump rings and I'm going to hook them all on the chain. So it takes a little time consuming. This is just a little bit time consuming, but I'm just going to hook them all on this chain. And try to make sure as you hook them on that they're kind of evenly spaced. Like, you know, you can tell when you're putting them on there if it looks uneven. Just try to evenly space them out. And I always try to be really careful, make sure my jump rings are closed up all the way. So there's one. So we are having a ton of rain today. I think Hurricane Sally, which is no longer a hurricane, I don't think, she's a tropical storm now, but she has made her way, at least on the outskirts of where I'm at, here in Fayetteville, and we're supposed to get like 5 to 8 inches of rain today. So it's been pouring the rain all day, and I thought, what a great day to just sit down and do some beading. So I wanted to get this necklace done. I've been working on resin pendants. I've been making a lot of resin pendants and putting them up on my website. So if you're interested in any of those, they're up on my website. Resin pendants, and then I've been doing some stuff with polymer clay just a bit, but I'm not real good at that yet. But the resin ones I think turned out pretty good. So they're up on my website if anybody's interested. But today I just wanted to sit down and just do some beading. I haven't made anything just beading for a while. And I really need to clean my room in here. I need to get busy and organized, but I'm kind of not in the mood for that. So make sure all of your little jump rings and your loops on your head pins are closed. So I'm just going to continue to attach these all to my necklace, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so one thing I want to mention while I'm doing this is I realized that I needed some heavier beads on this, because when gravity when you put this part through here, you're going to have it heavy enough for the gravity to hold it down or it's going to slip out. So I pulled a couple of beads out of my gemstones. I have a couple of labradorite beads here, so if you can see the flash in there, they're so pretty. And then this is a fancy jasper bead that I just ordered. So yeah, I went ahead and I'm going to put 2 of the labradorite beads and then the fancy jasper bead, and then I'll go ahead and hang the rest of my dangles up here, just because I want to make this heavy. So you may want to do that with yours as well. Okay, so I'm down to just attaching the last 2 or 3 little dangles here. And as you can see, I've put the 3 heavier beads there on the bottom, and that's just going to weigh it down. It definitely, I think, needed that, just so that it won't be coming constantly undone and slipping out of that ring, because then, you know, you could lose it. So I'm just going to attach these last 3 or last 2 fire polish now, and we'll be about finished. So I like this. It's kind of monochromatic. You know, it just has the one, really just the one shade of this kind of pale green opal look to it. And I think it'll go with a lot. It's really pretty. So let's see, we've got one more. Where's a spot that looks like it could stand one more? Let's see here. It looks pretty even actually, but I don't know. I'm just going to put this one right here in the middle. Okay. So here's what we've got. We've got our 2 strands. I'm just going to take this and put it right through the ring here. And then when it hangs, it will hang on the neck, or on the body, however you want to say it, just like that. And where these are weighted a little bit now at the bottom, it'll keep it to where it won't be flowing up and down. Now, if you would have a problem with it moving around too much and you just want it to stay in one spot, you can always take your ring, just like this, and just jump ring it. You know, you could take a jump ring. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Like this oval one here. I could take this jump ring and I could actually take the top right here of this, the top link of my bottom chain, and just jump ring it to this ring. The only thing is you have to make sure that you go in the right way, like this, to where it's facing forward, just like this. Okay, and then when you put it on, it will hang just like that, and the jump ring will it'll just stay right there in place. So if you have a problem with it sliding around too much, now if you've made it long enough that you can just slip it over your head, then you could just leave it like this and it'll always just stay in place. So I kind of like to do that sometimes, but you don't have to. It's just personal preference. So this is the Lariat style necklace using the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club from September, which was Swarovski for me. And I think it turned out really, really pretty. So I am going to get off here and clean up this room. It is a complete disaster and it's driving me crazy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.